So, to say this was unlike my daddy would be correct and wrong. He has been a really good daddy to me since, well, he gets me everything I ever wanted, but I have been told he does things when he needs something done. I never really questioned it, since I had no reason to with his amount of bits and all. But after seeing the way he treated my sister and Miles, my view on him had changed. He never even raised his voice at me before. Mostly because I'm perfect and all. Seeing him raise his voice at Sydney, locking the four of us in the living room, and to top it off, waiting for Sydney and Miles to forget their lives. For the first time in my life, I felt scared. Scared of seeing my daddy this way. Scared for what was to come. And scared for my friends. Wait, did I just refer to Silver, Sydney, and Miles as my friends? Anyway, on the trend of saying ridiculous things, am I gonna turn out like my mommy and daddy if I continue this? It just isn't right to be this way. Okay, now I'm also starting to consider my past actions as well, but anyway, let's just head back into reality. Surely this day couldn't get worse, right? A somewhat optimistic Miles said. Just then, I began to feel something inside of me. Like I had eaten something awful for dinner, but it kept getting worse. Soon, I was on the ground after a few seconds, not moving an inch. Diamond! I heard very quickly and muffled. The next few seconds are a bit fuzzy, but if I was right, I was glad I suppressed the memory. Diamond, are you okay? Sydney asked me in a panicked voice. I think... What in Equestria was that anyway? I asked nervously. You glitched. Just like me and Sydney. Miles said in a very stuttering voice. Well, I was right. It wasn't a fun experience, I said in a lower voice. Wait a sec, how come she glitched? Diamond's from here? Silver asked in a wondering voice. Miles stood there with his hoof to his face. It seemed as if he was staring off, figuring something out in his head. Oh no, Miles finally said, with the most amount of worry I had ever seen on his face in like forever. I don't know how to answer this. Miles said with a worried look on his face. Weird. Now I want to call you a blank flank, but I can't. I said as I felt different. It was as if I wanted to call every pony blank flank, even ponies with cutie marks this time, but I didn't want to at the same time. It was like I was being told to stick to being a bully, but another voice told me not to. But Just today, Diamond didn't call Aqualoom a blank flank. Could this be related to that? Sydney asked in a concerning voice. I don't know, Miles said, as he was starting to freak out, from what I'm guessing was the pressure of the current. You know, event. I don't blame him though. I wouldn't want to be him, with that pressure of knowing it all, and then not knowing it all. You're right. I didn't call that blank flank a blank flank, and it felt nice. I said as the voices in my head were getting louder now. Stick to the name calling. I could hear one of the voices say very loudly. Get out of my head! I shouted as I could feel myself getting worse. Like I was about to glitch again. What's up with Diamond? I could hear Silver ask, as I'm guessing Sydney and Miles heard what I said and assumed the worst. Wait, you don't want to be mean? To be mean? You don't want to be mean? I thought I heard Sydney ask, but it also sounded like the other voice in my head. You can do your own thing, Diamond. You don't have to be that silly, I heard the other voice say in a positive voice. At this point, I had no idea what was happening, and I had no idea what to do. I could feel as if this was a glitch, but I knew I wasn't some sort of rainbow-colored pony. I thought I wanted to continue being a bully, popular, and continue my family's legacy. But now, I had no idea what to do. I'm doing my own thing, I said out loud. The voices then went away, and I felt something leaving me. I didn't know if it was my need to be a bully, my need to continue my family's name. I went through some 22-minute friendship lesson or whatever. All I knew was that I was happier now. I felt different, as if I needed to apologize to a lot of ponies. I said in a tone of voice I never really used until Sydney and Miles showed up. Happy to help. Wait a second. Are you different? As if you don't want to be a bully? I learned a very important friendship lesson? Miles asked in a happy but concerned voice. Yeah, something like that, I said with a smile on my face. Just then, everything shook. Wait, let me rephrase that. The entire house began to shake, as if some villain, shook the land. What's going on? Silver asked, as I'm guessing she, along with every pony else, had one question on our minds. What in Equestria was that? We all said it at roughly the same time. Sydney even rushed over to the nearest window, and the look on her face was something. Now normally, I can tell what a pony's feeling by the look on their face. Miss Shirley taught us that very lesson last week, but that was nothing compared to this face that Sydney had on hers. If the face of fear, horror, and panic mixed into one face, that would be the face Sydney had on hers. I think we need to get out of here, or we might not be here at all. Sydney said with stutters in her voice. I then saw the nearest window, took a peep outside, and what I saw was, like, not good. It wasn't just the land, but the hills and the sky that was scary. This was no villain, like that mare in the moon not too long ago. This was far bigger, and something that surely couldn't have been building up for over 1,000 years. What I saw was something worse. Something I don't think I can fully understand at the time. Now, I'm not too familiar with the Menons, the Mountains, other worlds, I think, whatever they're called. But I think I can be sure that this wasn't supposed to be here. It looked kind of similar to the place I've known my whole life, but it was very different. It's It's my mansion, Sydney said in a quiet voice. I felt as if time stood still, waiting on some pony to make the next move. The only problem? Out of the 4 ponies in this locked room, none of us knew what that next step was. And we didn't even have a clue to begin it.